Hey, Derek here at Castaway Studios. Yesterday I put out a hysterical video because I was so excited about getting my bird dog p200 NDI PTZ camera. Absolutely stoked. Let's have a look at it in 2 seconds. Yes, so a little bit calmer today. I haven't fully set it up. I've had a little bit of play with the exposure settings and there are so many settings. It's such a treat after using the domestic Logitech PTZ camera to have all of these options that actually remain in the camera next time you turn it on. Now that's pretty important. And also you can select, and we'll get to this, you can actually select all the settings that go with the presets. For instance, I will quickly demonstrate. I'm going to put first, let me show you, ta-da, my baby. And there it is. I'm going to demonstrate by whizzing that around. Look at that. Zoom, zoom. Zooms around, does whatever you ask it to do. Alright, so look at that. Oh, so nice. Alright, so I'm going to go back to preset number 1, and that is where I'm at, and show you the views. So all I've done is quite quickly, without too much of a learning curve, got this plugged in. I have it plugged in using the Ethernet cable, and that's how the NDI rolls. I've got the machine actually plugged into a power supply, but it will operate off power through Ethernet, PoE, power over Ethernet. My current Ethernet system isn't up to scratch, my switch, to do that, but that's not a big problem because the camera is designed to sit right next to a power point anyway. So straight to some views. Okay, this is me. I've got this. The settings we'll go into in great detail in the future, but I do have it on manual in some of the color things, and I think I'm a bit. I normally look a bit pale and yellow naturally, so I may look normal, but that's not actually how I normally look. I normally look paler and yellow, so if someone else sat next to me that had rosy cheeks, they might be a bit blown out, a bit too rosy. But the remote control I have in my hand, it's pretty cool, and it has 6 displayed presets on there. Now I've run through and set number 1 to be this view and these exposure settings and color settings and all that. So to demonstrate that, I'll press number 2, and that is the room. Now in that number 2, if I had a light, something bright over there, or a white picture on the wall, I could set number 2 not just for the position of the camera, but set it for focus, exposure, color balance, and everything like that. So that's just, I haven't really done that. That's the same settings as number 1, just rolling around. This don't freak out, but boom. So the camera does its little move and then sets the color settings for you. This is to prove to you that it does remember, prove to me really, that it does remember the individual color settings. So I went out of control with the color balance just to make it a good contrast there. So then I press that and it just goes back to me, and then boom, sets the color things as well. So I've got 3 more presets that I've put in there just quickly. One is the full desk. I would probably play around with that with the color balance and everything, because things are a bit different over there with the blue curtains, and the lighting in this room comes straight down. While I'm there, I'll show you just how smooth it is to manually control the movements of the camera as I do it. So that record player has it's not a white record, but it's a white and grey record, so it's really just grabbing, it's just in the wrong position to reflect the light off my ceiling lights, my homemade. To show you those properly, I'd have to adjust things a bit, but it's 2 umbrella type things, and so yeah, you can actually. It does have a preset controlled. I'm going to go back to 1 now. Watch this. I'm just going to bam. It does have a preset controlled panning speed when using the remote to avoid awkwardness and overrunning and all that. And I think you can change that in the settings. But when you're going from one preset to another, it just whips around. So I'll go to number 5, see where that is. Zoom. Right, so that's the view of my records. That's set up to do a record selection chit-chat podcast that I do. And finally, I think I've got one ready for my next video, which is talking about the Logitech PTZ. PTZ Pro 2, which has failed me. Now I'm going to have a quick play with the focus on the remote control, and there it is. So it's one click in, one click out. So there's only one position that will work for it. So there it is. That's a quick rundown of the new Bird Dog P200 NDI PTZ camera.